Hey everyone, here's Journey, and I am back with another live stream. And we are back with another Disney Plus show. In this case, it's the Ahsoka series. As you can see on screen, well, at least you should be able to see on screen. I've got the images ready so we can go through the episode. Before I even go through the actual episode, I've seen there be a lot of complaints in regards to the fact that there's many females on the show, and parts of this, I guess you could say, the Star Wars fan base are annoyed by that. And honestly, just here's my response to the people that are complaining about there being many females on the show.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Yep, there you go. I just straight up will ignore all the toxic stuff related to people complaining about the gender comparison regarding the Ahsoka show, because we're gonna just judge the show based on what we see, based on story, based on writing, and it's coming from the perspective of someone who is not part of the Star Wars fandom. As I've only seen Mandalorian, all three seasons, Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think those are the only. Oh, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, but that was a cartoon from many years ago. That's basically the only Star Wars content I have ever seen. And I've seen there are people on YouTube who are not part of the Star Wars fandom, and they're just giving their honest review. So let's start with the image that we have on screen, and that is we see the return of the words flowing up the screen. Except in this case, the words aren't at a slanted angle, and they are not yellow. But I think it's a nice callback because I don't know which Star Wars movie it was, but it became like a TV trope that originated from Star Wars. And well, there it is. And let's go on to the next point. Now this is gonna be a recurring thing where the episode will come out on Tuesday, but I will not be doing my stream until Thursdays. And right now we have Ahsoka episode 1 and episode 2. Next week, the only episode of Ahsoka that's releasing is episode 3. So be careful with that in case you're wondering if there's 2 episodes next week. Just one. Yeah, again, uh, I have, no, I'm not a part of Star Wars fandom, so I'm not gonna be an expert in regards to ships and stuff. All I know is it's a big ship, probably transport, I'm guessing. You got 3 sizes of engines. Uh, okay, so this scene. Yeah, so I think everybody who's seen the trailers knows that the 2 cloaked individuals that you see on the right are on the evil side. Uh, Big indication is the red lightsabers because that's often associated with the villains of Star Wars, while the blue and yellow lightsabers are associated with the good side, the Jedi. So that was from the trailers. We also knew straight up what side they were on. And the captain of this ship, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not falling for this trick," but um, yeah. So the fight happens. The captain of the ship gets terminated, along with everybody else on the ship. But I think we all know that was going to happen. So we get this lady. You might remember her from Mandalorian season 2. Yeah. So I did not even know that she was gonna be in the series because I do not recall her being in any of the trailers. So this happens. Um, yeah, and I guess until we see the blue guy from the trailer, she might be the leader. At least that's what I was thinking during the scene. Uh, so let's move on to the next image. Let me know if I am going too fast. So we got this, and start hearing. Let's talk about a map. Now, correct me in the comment section if I am wrong about this, but back when we saw Ahsoka in Mandalorian, did Ahsoka mention something regarding a map? Or was the concept of the map first introduced in this episode of Ahsoka and never before? Not in Book of Boba Fett, not in Mandalorian. And we'll go into the next scene. So earlier I mentioned this. I know this is the title of the show, but this is actually an image from the scene itself where the title comes up. I'm sure you can realize that it's not actually in the middle. The title is slightly below the middle. That's one indication you can use. Um, so we hear this music during this specific part when the title is at this specific position because I want to make sure I had it exactly correct. The music you hear at that point is in the final episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It is titled, at least I think this is the title because if you type it in on YouTube, that exact music does show up. It is called Burying the Dead. And for those people who like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, I think it's a really nice callback. Uh, even though this is like not an actual scene, it's like just the title of the screen with the music in the back. It's like one of my favorite parts in the episode. So let's go on to the next scene. So we actually get another callback, and I believe this is I don't know if this is she has done this in any other Star Wars media. I think this originated specifically from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Ahsoka does the thing where she uses the Force to make the lightsabers go into the ground, hovers them in place using the Force, and then she spins it to drop down somewhere. And I thought that was another interesting callback. I am hoping that there are more of these callbacks in the series. I know a big one that people want to see is Captain Rex. Like if he will appear in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, it would be cool. It would actually really be cool because I think this would be the first live action appearance of Captain Rex. Not sure if he actually has been on the Stars media. Another one callback which most likely might not happen, but I really really want to happen is Plo Koon appearing. Plo Koon is spelled Plo space Koon. And for those who are not familiar with Plo Koon, well, I'm sure you can search them up online, and And you'll find a lot of reasons as to why he was a fan favorite character in the Clone Wars. And it's because of how peaceful and unique a character he is. So I really want to see Plo Koon in this series. Even though, yes, I am aware Plo Koon died during Order 66 and stuff, but there are a lot of people who are like hoping that they do some kind of retcon or something. And we'll say he survived Order 66, has been hiding, and could appear in some Star Wars media. People are just hoping, and so am I. I want to see Plo Koon in live action again. So like we got an interesting little like ancient puzzle thing. So yeah, so Osaka's like solving this puzzle. Yep, the puzzle. And I mean, I guess you could say it's like Indiana Jones movies or some kind of treasure hunting movies, maybe. I mean, Star Wars is owned by Disney, so that could have been the reason behind this. Um, yeah, so in this exact location, she finds this magic ball thing, and now the exact moment I was watching this scene, I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? This is the map? Okay, that's very odd. It's just a like metal ball. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I did not think much of it. But we obviously find out in episode later in episode 1 and in episode 2 what it is. Uh the next scene. So when she comes out, we encounter this guy. Now this well, I said guy, but like I'm gonna zoom in here. You can see the go off there, and they probably CGI that part. But like obviously this, I don't think this is not CGI. Like this is not a CGI robot. You also CGI that lighting effect. They probably did some like CGI to like block the actual block certain areas and make it look robotic, so you can't tell there's a person inside. But I think when they're filming the scene, they did have a person in the suit. So like this isn't like a CGI robot. This is a person is in it, and the CGI to make it look robotic. But in the show itself, it is a robot. Now, what type of robot, what name, what variant, or something? I have no clue. I got like absolutely no clue what robot this is at all. And I'm sure there are Star Wars fans out there who easily know what kind of robot this is. And we got sorry, let me unzoom. So we got this fight scene and Ahsoka, that trick I mentioned earlier, Ahsoka uses it to make this robot drop down. And yet, I'm sure you can see very. I think this part CGI because human back is not that flat. This guy right here. Hold on. His suits right here looks a little more obvious and rounded. At least this portion, it looks a little too flat. You see, this one has a rifle, that's staff, but this one has a rifle. I see no rifle on these ones. So I don't know if they're the same robot variant or something because they're even painted differently because the one in the previous image was all red. Yeah, so there was a small but interesting fight between Ahsoka and these five robots, four of them on screen, and the red one I showed in the previous image. And we get this moment. I don't think anyone was expecting this. I think when people saw it, they're like, "Oh, it just gave me like a well, not a small one, but like the building size." But like it ends up like basically being like it really goes on nuke. It, it it really looks like a nuke-sized explosion or something, and it ends up being really huge. And I think a lot of people were shocked by that. They were not expecting this. I completely forgot her name, and I actually have no clue who she is or what Star Wars media she is from. If anyone in the comment section knows, um, feel free to tell me. But right now, I do not know. And well, in this scene, there's a robot. I think it's a robot inside or a robot outside. But it mentions how the map is locked, and just like okay, but you gotta go to a weird underground place and unlock a puzzle to find this map, which just so happens to be a ball, and it is locked. And it made me think, oh well, it's probably gonna be like they don't unlock it, and the villain people will get it, and then they'll figure out how to lock it, and that becomes the plot point with this struggle throughout the series or something. Does not end up being the case. We actually do have the characters on the side of good unlock it later. We get Sabine, I think that's her name. So we get a man, I'm not sure if you can see the mouse cursor, a Mandalorian helmet. So yeah, she is Mandalorian. Now I do not know when this show takes place. Like it was actually during Mandalorian season three. What point in Mandalorian season three? Or yeah, because I assume we thought like by the end of Mandalorian season three, all the Mandalorians were back on Mandalore. So if this is after Mandalorian season three, why is she a Mandalorian at this location and not Mandalore? No clue on that. Uh, so this unknown black suited figure, you have the arrows pointed, and if you remember from the Obi-Wan series, that is an Inquisitor lightsaber. And well, Obi-Wan and Kenobi series was year. Well, it came out like was it this year? Last year? I forgot when it came out, but within the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, that was like many years ago. So I assume the evil side got like a bunch more Inquisitors, and they're all spread out rather than the same place. And he is, well, he or she no clue who it is an Inquisitor. But why this Inquisitor is with them and not a Darth person or is unknown. Like I have no clue why that's the case. And we find out like who these two are, but that still does not explain why there's an Inquisitor with them or with this lady. And in this scene, we find out that those two villains that we also those two villains I forgot the name. They were Jedi younglings, Jedi children, who escaped during Order 66, but no clue how they turned evil or what exactly happened there. So Sabine figures out the map, and well, the scene after this, which is also the ending scene. Well, let me just get to the image, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This. There is an issue with Star Wars content in the past few years where lightsabers will either somehow lightsabers, which are extremely hot objects that can burn through a lot of stuff, they'll either bounce off of enemies that the Jedi or person is attacking and like basically knock them out like a baton or something, or they will end up not terminating the person it goes through, which is an issue because the way lightsabers were explained to me, or like the laser fire that rifles in Star Wars and stuff do, is that they're extremely hot energy, and when a blaster shot hits you or a lightsaber goes through, it not only like completely destroys whichever part of the body was hit, but that radiation and heat. Hold up. It looks like I might be having Wi-Fi issues. Um, hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully the Wi-Fi fixes. Um, back to it. So like when that area is hit by the blaster or lightsaber, that area gets completely destroyed. But the heat from that attack radiates to the surrounding organs, and those get like burns and stuff. And remember, these aren't like skin burns; these are like internal organ burns. And then those get damaged. There's like internal bleeding and a bunch of other problems, which is what results in the person getting instantly terminated and stuff. So the Star Wars media in the past few years, the fact that we've seen a lot of characters somehow survive an attack from a lightsaber, while before that, attacks from lightsabers did instantly kill, like Qui-Gon, like that, right? The guy who's the master of Obi-Wan Kenobi during the Darth Maul fight. I saw a YouTube video of it after that one Skinner versus Bart fight, which apparently was Star Wars reference, and he had the music. So I looked it up on YouTube and found the music of the scene, and in it, like yeah, it's like instant termination because of what effect the lightsaber and blasters have on the body. So the fact that now a character is like there's no meaning. So like when a when a character gets hit by a lightsaber, it's just like, oh well, see you next time. Yeah, we know they're gonna survive it because that's just what Disney is doing now. We just we know they're gonna somehow magically survive lightsabers, really they should not be able to. So there's that. Yeah. Um this part was my second um favorite part in the episode. And yeah, it's sad that the actor who played the old villain guy, he passed away, and this show was the last project he did before he passed away. And I'm glad that they decided to add this at the end of the episode for our friend Ray, because like even though it's like 4 words, it shows that in some way, shape, or form they did care about the person, and they are sad that he is gone. Now let's move on to episode 2 of Ahsoka. So yeah, mm, she survives this because that's just what Disney is now. Lightsabers have no point anymore. I don't recall in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Not sure if she has disability in different media of Star Wars, but Ahsoka is able to use the Force to hear events that took place at the scene. Not sure where that came from. So during this scene, the lady says Thrawn is in a distant galaxy, and this map will lead them to Thrawn. But if you remember back during my Mandalorian streams, Omega showed us the map of Star Wars, of like all the different planets there were, because we are trying to figure out exactly where Mandalore was. And he showed us that it's in all of Star Wars is in one galaxy. The, the phrase you've heard it, I'm sure you might have heard the phrase Star Wars, a galaxy far, far away. So everything in Star Wars is in one galaxy, but this show is where we're gonna see them travel to a new galaxy. Not sure how that actually works. Like, is there a new form of light speed? Because within the Star Wars galaxy, they use light speed to travel. Is it like light speed 2.0 that they're going to use to get to this galaxy? And what will we see in this new galaxy? Like, is it very similar to the Star Wars creatures and stuff, ships, etc., that we currently see in Star Wars? It opens like more doors, and if handled correctly, could lead Star Wars into an interesting direction. And uh this lady, I forgot her name, but I noticed that in both of the episodes, she actually does not talk a lot. She is a very introverted character, and the only person that we have ever seen her talk to is the old guy, and she doesn't even say a lot of words. She says like what 5 words. So like in total in these 2 episodes, she had like 10 words. So I'm curious as to like why that is. Is it that she was always a introverted character? Were there events that led to her becoming introverted, or what the situation there is. And speaking of characters doing like interesting things in an introverted way, this exact moment, and we've seen in Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and now in Ahsoka. That Ahsoka, um, there's a lot of times where she does not. There's some times where she does not say anything, but she tells the person like using eye movement and like head tail movement, movement of like what she's trying to like what she's saying in an introverted way. And I don't recall her doing that in the Clone Wars. So I guess this is supposed to show that Ahsoka like is becoming wiser or like more of an introvert versus how we saw her in the Clone Wars. If you have a different theory, let me know. Uh, so yeah, we find out at this. I think it's like a shipping dock or like some kind of reverse engineer place that there are still people who are like infiltrating areas of uh, the Republic. At least I think this is the Republic, and they're on the evil side, like they're infiltrating. And we saw that back in Mandalorian season 3, where that one lady who was working for her daughter. What's his name? Damn, what was his name? Moth Gideon, not Darth Gideon. Moth Gideon. Uh, yeah, that lady was working for Moff Gideon and infiltrated that one planet that was a part of the Republic. So there are, yeah, a bunch of traitors that we will continue to see throughout Star Wars media. Uh, I don't really have any thoughts in regards to the fight that took place here. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comment section. I thought this movie was cool. You read the Inquisitor threw the lightsaber. He was trying to use it as like a boomerang to attack Ahsoka, and she like either like easily sensed it and moved slightly a little to dodge it. It was a small scene, but I thought it was cool. And then we get the question. I earlier I mentioned like how are they going to travel to the other galaxy? Use like hyperspace 2.0, and in a way I was correct because this is an extremely large hyperspace ring. Now, normally hyperspace rings are like, I don't have an example. Actually, I do have an example. They're, well, comparing the sizes, a normal hyperspace ring is like the small part of my current mouse cursor, not the triangle portion, but the spot that's behind the triangle portion. Like that would, here, I'll put the mouse here so you can understand. A normal hyperspace ring would be like that size because it's only a small ship, and this was shown in Star Wars Clone Wars. A small single pilot ship that would enter the ring because it didn't. It was the ship was so small that it could not fit a hyperdrive. So, but the rings had hyperdrive, so they'd hook into these rings, hyperdrive, disconnect, and then fly to the location. But this one is huge. This is like skyscraper size. So they are going to use this. The villains are going to use this to. Not sure where the ship is. Here, maybe that's probably the main area they used to pilot. or maybe we'll see a large ship connect, even though the large ship has a hyperdrive. And they're going to use this to like hyperdrive 2.0 to the other galaxy. And I'm quite curious as to how this would work. And like how long would it take to go from one galaxy to another galaxy using this hyperspace 2.0? And that's like all I have for you in regards to Ahsoka. Now, I did title this stream that it was game topics, and here are the game topics. First one, regarding Gamescom. This week was Gamescom, and I thought there would be some Transformers Reactivate news, but turns out there was not. And in regards to if there was no news, why am I even covering it on the stream itself? It's because this is going to be a game that I will cover down the line when it releases, or there's an open beta, or I somehow get access to a closed beta, whenever that is. And this is going to be a multiplayer and campaign Transformers game, which has been in development for years. The last Transformers game I played was Transformers Universe, and that was like what 10 years over 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. But that game sadly got shut down. It was a really fun game. It got shut down before like I even got like a lot of time to play with it. Like I got to play Transformers Universe, but it was probably just for like less than 24 hours because I played across like multiple weeks when I had time. So yeah, that game got shut down. I was disappointed. And now it's been many years, and there's this new Transformers game, and you'll either look at one news regarding it, some kind of beta or release, I guess later in the year or sometime next year. And when that happens, we will revisit this topic. Now, is that all? That is not all I have in regards to games. Armor Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. This game, oh, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys do not see that. Yeah, like interrupted it. Anyways, Armor Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. I have it. I have the game. It released today. I have not got time to download it because I was working on getting this stream ready. And I want to obviously go and make sure there's like nothing, no bugs, no lag, any stuff I have to go through settings to fix, make sure the gameplay is smooth, run some tests on my own to see if it can work on the stream and so forth. I'll be doing all of those tests, and next week, right after we are done talking about Ahsoka episode 3, you'll see gameplay gameplay on this. So I hope you are excited for that. I actually do not have anything else that was like really that was all the topics of the stream. And if you watch this live, thank you for watching. If you are watching this when it gets uploaded to YouTube, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow my Twitch channel, because I will be live next week. Good night, good morning, good evening, depending on where you live.